Greeting, brothers of Sigma Phi Rho Incorporated. Hey, it's my pleasure to come to you and briefly discuss financial literacy and paying yourself first, as Brother Jim Chambers has asked me to do. Okay, so the first thing regarding paying yourself first, and many of you may already be doing this, but if you're not, the first thing in paying yourself first is to build a savings nest by taking a minimum of 10% of your paycheck and putting it away to some long-term savings vehicle. There are many out there. I suggest you do the research and put some money away. Because if you take that 10% right out of your check, that money goes towards investment and will eventually build to a number and hopefully will make you quite successful. Second part of paying yourself first is if you have a 401k program at your job. Most jobs do, and most jobs match. If you are not already putting in the absolute maximum, you're not doing something correct, because that is free money. So for every dollar you put in, they give you a dollar. So it's 100% return on your money. Now that we've got the savings out of the way, hopefully that was too elementary for the majority of you. Let's talk about real estate. There are many avenues for you to get into real estate. You can get into real estate as an active investor. You can get into real estate as a passive investor. Now, active investing is just what it sounds like, buying property and being an active participant in the investment of real estate. That is by far the most lucrative way to do it. But everyone is not looking for a second career or a side hustle in real estate. So what is a passive investment? A passive investment is when you partner with other people who are buying real estate assets. As you already know, real estate is one of the driving forces of wealth in America. Matter of fact, if you look on the Forbes 400 list, you will see an overwhelming number of people who have made their wealth through real estate. And not only that, you have people who are wealthy already who invest their money into real estate. I teach a program on how brothers or people in general can pool their money and make lots of money in real estate. I myself have been in multifamily real estate since the 80s. Yeah, that's right, since the 80s. And I've done quite well with real estate. I have brothers who have invested with me in real estate. And the idea being is that when you pool resources, you can leverage that into larger assets. I teach people how to syndicate real estate. And if that's a new word to you, let me explain to you real briefly. Syndication is pooling money into a larger asset. So if you guys are familiar with Magic Johnson, his ownership of the LA Dodgers, his ownership of the Washington, what do they call that team? The Washington, I don't know, football team. But those large purchases were not made by Magic Johnson stroking a check for $1 billion. Those purchases were made under syndication. And what that is Magic is the face of those investments. He is the face of it, but then he gets all of his rich buddies to come in and put a percentage of the money down, generally the down payment, and then the balance of it is a loan. And that's how real estate is syndicated as well. You have a lead person who gets other investors to pool their money together and buy large assets. So if you've ever walked by an apartment building that is 200, 300 units, I promise you 90% of them are syndicated, which means someone put a team together, they raised the money, they got the down payment, they applied for the loan, and they own the asset, and they make a fortune. So the person who is the lead is the active investor. However, the people that put the money in, they are called passive investors. They just put their money in for a specified amount of time to make a return. Normally it's 5 to 7 years. Now, if you guys want to talk more about real estate, feel free to reach out to me. I know you can get a hold of me. I'd be glad to give you advice. I'll send you my calendar link or whatever the case might be. But I hope that was helpful, guys. And I know I didn't have much time. It's a larger subject, but there are ways to make a lot more money through real estate, and that's my personal belief. Thanks for the time, guys. Enjoy the convocation. Love you always. Row till I die.